fastest team of all in league football. Come on and see the Panthers fighting for their cause. Come on and see the Panthers shine.
Well, the last round of fixtures here today at Lang Park. Interesting game because Wests are right at the bottom of the table, and if they win today, there'll be a joint tie for the wooden spoon amongst the bottom three sides. They meet Wynnum-Manly, who are in top form at the moment, but Wests also are in very good form, winning 3 of their last 5 games. In the only previous encounter between these two sides this season, Wynnum won by 22 points to 12. In fact, the last time Wests beat Wynnum was March 23rd, 1980, so it's something of a hoodoo against the West side. Looking at the table, well, the top 4 are already decided. Valley's on 23 points, Souths and Wynnum on 18 points, and Redcliffe on 14 points. And so it's important today, with Souths playing Easts and Wynnum playing Wests, that the Seagulls have a very big win against Wests if they're to nudge into second spot. Looking at the two sides, well, firstly Wests, fullback is Curry, the wingers are Anderson and Vanderham, the centres McDonald, at least not McDonald, Coolwell and Standen. McDonald was out injured this week. Quinn and Oliphant the halves. Norm Carr is lock forward and captain. The second row is Ferguson and Tapp. The front row Bomber, Watson and Creer. The coach is John Lohman, of course, for the last time this season for Wests. The Wynnum-Manly side, Des Morris is the coach. The fullback and captain is Colin Scott. The wingers are Butler and Green, the centres French and Miles, the halves Samuelson and Dawes, lock forward Walsh, second row is Seaton and Johnson, and the front row, Rod Morris is injured, he's replaced by Ray Duncan. There's David Green and Mark Zillman. The coach is Des Morris. Now I'm going to go for West to win this game today, if only because they've got nothing to lose, they've got everything to gain. Rod Morris is out of the Wynnum-Manly side. West are in great form at the moment. I haven't seen them play recently, but I'm going to tip an upset.
Peter, I think I'll have to stay with the favourites, Wynnum-Manly, but I wasn't one who went into raptures over their victory last week. In the second half, certainly they looked quite impressive, but they did have a 3-1 scrum majority. In the first half, I felt they looked rather brittle, really, and had South taken the chances that were on offer to them, they could have had the match parcelled up at half-time. However, that wasn't to be, as we know now. Of course, it's inevitable that West must at least share the wooden spoon, but this side is now their top strength side, and they've scored some very spectacular tries so far this season, some of the best team tries scored by any Brisbane club side. One player who either instigates or actually scores the try is their dynamic fullback Tony Curry. He replaced his opposite number Colin Scott in the Queensland side this year in the 3rd state game and in the match against New Zealand. And it was most impressive on both occasions. He's a brilliant attacker and a sound defender, very safe under the high ball. State centre Gene Miles is an outside chance to make the Kangaroo Tour at the end of the year. His chances will depend to a large extent on Wynnum-Manly playing in the grand final. His form this season has been outstanding. He's a powerful attacker and forms an ideal centre partnership with the speedy Brett French. I expect a fairly close game, free scoring, but it's the Seagulls to win it.
Has he got another 2-pointer? Yes, he has. So Wynnum have a lead now of 4 points to 0.
Here at Lang Park, the first game in the Winfield Premiership competition, and now the last one, Billy.
Oh, well, they've a long time in between drinks, though, isn't it? Coming through very strongly then is Len Standen. Can he unload it? He tried to get it to Tony Quinn. He does. He picked it up. He got it back inside to Tapp. Taps up the centre. He's away. The second row is over the quarter line. No one inside. They're giving up, and John Tapp is over underneath the post. And Western Suburbs score the first try of the match. Interesting to watch the lead-up work, but it's 4 points to 3.
Oh, yes. Watch it now. Standen almost down, and it's on the ground, and it's kicked through. You can see the foot come in from Quinn, and there goes Johnny Tapp. Colin Scott says, well, I might try and chase you, but you got no chance of catching John Tapp. Beautiful sprinting action. The young fellow looking around, puts his arm there and says, you won't catch me now, fellas. And over he goes for West's first try, and it's now 5 points to 4.
Yes, converted there by the winger in Jim Vanderham. Eventually picked it up, and a nice strong run from him. Oliphant over to Tony Curry. Little fullback, back to Oliphant. He sends it over the top to Standen. Standen decided he'd better run. They're keeping it alive. This is Normie Carr again, up over the halfway. He's only got Colin Scott to beat. The race is on. Butler coming from behind. Can Normie Carr see it out? No, a nice tackle. And a great run. run.
Actually, it's worth watching on replay because has been was West's headquarters, and there's Norm Carr, one of the great footballers in Brisbane. No, not Trimble, it's Blair. It is too, Robbie Blair.
Now the shot at goal coming up by Vanderham is going to
Jimmy
miss it.
Vanderham
Has missed it.
Another mortal sin. Whenever you kick a goal, son, kick the damn thing. Don't stab at it.
Unusual, taken back there by Blair. Blair running up over the halfway, eventually going to be tackled, so it's half-time at Lang Park, and a close affair at the half-time break with Western Suburbs leading Wynnum by 5-4. Successful
Please, it was him and not me.
Yes, he ended up with 2 tacklers. Well and truly onto him. Here's Johnny Tapp again. Going up the centre. He's busted it over the quarter line. Butler's coming through. Oh, nice tackle. Good run. And a nice tackle coming in from Little Doors. No, Colin Scott it was. Here's Blair. West still putting on the pressure.
They just got to settle it slightly here and they can score again, Western Suburbs. Not panic stuff.
Over it goes to Brett Ferguson. Ferguson trying to charge his way through. He'll get up to play it. They're only about 5 metres out. Feed it round to Bomba. Coming up the blind side. He in turn got it to Tony Quinn. Quinn put down. Final tackle coming up as Brett Ferguson is dummy half. West with the lead. 5-4. Ferguson back over to Oliphant. Oliphant to Standen on the burst. Standen can't get it away. That'll be the final tackle in the scrum coming up. Lurking up very quickly and thought it might have been a bit of a threat to pass it. Here's Brett Ferguson. He unloads it nicely to Tony Curry. Curry's up over the quarterway. Straight on to Colin Scott. Unloaded nicely to Watson. Watson back inside to Oliphant. Oliphant will score. Oh, nice work, Wests.
And there's the Mars Bandit. He's very happy too. And good football, Western Suburbs. They're keeping it alive. Watch Tony Curry off this pass. Ferguson. Curry shows good sense here. Can't beat Scott. Gets to him. Then looks for support. Good boy. Back inside, Tim Watson. Watson just flicks it up. Ollie gets one hand to it. And over under the post, and a good start to Western Suburbs this second half, right under the sticks. Here's Curry. Good defence from Scott. 2 good fullbacks, the 2 boys there. And Watson looks inside, gets 2 hands to it. It wasn't a good pass in the long run, but Ollie grabs it and goes in under the post. Great try.
Grabbed it for dear life.
Great try. And there's Ollie. You don't often see him looking like that. I'm sure he's not real happy about it himself, but he's a competitor, as we know, and he loves to win. And they'd love to go out in the winning note this afternoon, Western Suburbs. They're playing the football at present.
Jim Vanderham right in front has converted the try, so Western Suburbs now have a lead of 10-4. Straight back there to Vanderham. He straightens it up a little bit. Duncan comes in underneath. Zillman was trying to throw him over. Away from dummy half is Standen. Back inside it goes to Watson. Watson away to Vanderham. Vanderham back inside to Watson, and Watson eventually put down. They're coming well and truly alive, West. Throwing it about and putting Wynnum-Manly under plenty of pressure. This is Brett Ferguson. Back to Ollie. He in turn gets it away to Tony Quinn. Quinn decides to go himself. And he'll get up to play it now with Oliphant up as dummy half. And West's well and truly on the boil. Working up to about 25 metres out from the Wynnum-Manly line. Gee, if they can get another try here, George, they'll make it pretty tough to peg back. Ferguson to Oliphant, doubling around, giving it everything. John Tapp. Here's Curry into it. Oh, he's wrapped up, but got his pass. Watson knocked it back, picked up by Oliphant. Oliphant away this time to Vanderham. Vanderham is going to be in.
Yeah, but that was a knock on. That was a dead set knock on. If the man's moving in a forward position, it's ruled a knock on, but anyhow, they've got the try. And Vanderham does well to come inside Scott. Scott just pirouettes around, and Vanderham's gone for all money, in for the 3rd try, and he'll try and convert his own try. They're leading 13-4, and what a boil over.
Vanderham back onto his mark now. I think quite a rev from this crowd here.
A few of them agree with my knock-on decision. A beautiful kick, but
he brought it back nicely, and so they've opened up a nice lead of 15-4.
Oliphant. Long ball out to Coolwell. Hitting the line hard. Put down well by Brett French. Little kick by Oliphant. Rebounds off Miles. Back into the hands of Quinn. It's play on. Tackle count restarts. Greg Oliphant really improved his kicking skills under some coaching from Jeff Richardson at Wests back in the mid-70s. Ferguson throwing it back inside. There's a try under the post, an easy one for Timmy Watson. That's number 4 for Wests, and Brett Ferguson showing his ball distributing skills and slipping that lovely gem of a pass back inside.
Well, the Panthers have just got the Seagulls on the rod. Ferguson just doing the absolute basics here, racing up, popping the pass underhand to Watson, and absolutely no defence whatsoever home for Wynnum.
Prestige. Collins got to play it. Duncan. Just tending to run a little bit too far, I think, Ray Duncan. A couple of times. It looked a very flat pass. Seaton bursting for the line. He's over the line, but he can't get the ball down. Seaton playing it back. The referee said that he's lost it, but really I think he was held by a West player. It's Peter McDonald sitting talking to John Lohman, and Lohman looks very happy. McDonald perhaps not so happy because he's missing this game. Normie Carr really enjoying it. Can sit back and smile as Dawes goes for the line, gets the pass back to Walsh, and there's a try at last, Gene Miles.
Manly finally putting it together, and it took an overlap there on the...
Walsh, Miles, Walsh again, flick pass back to Scott, left on the ground. Oliphant had all day to pick it up, and away go West. They could score here. Curlwell skirting away, Warren Green giving chase, but Curlwell's got support in Vanderham, and Vanderham goes over for his second, and that was just very lazy football by Wynnum-Manly.
Well, Wynnum-Manly aren't interested, and if they weren't interested, they shouldn't have come here to Lang Park today. This has done nothing but no good for their morale for next week. It wasn't as significant. Certainly the club administrators must now look very seriously at their player strength.
Here's Mick Anderson bolting away. He's looking for another try. They've got 5 so far, and he's in. Yes, there's number 6 to West, to Mick Anderson. He's only touched the ball a couple of times in the game, but it's making it a runaway for the Panthers.
A lot of homework to do in the second half. Walsh was probably their best player, but really they just didn't know which way they were going.
And that sums it up. A fine front-on tackle by Adrian Curlwell made on Brett French, and it's Wests the victors. Wynnum-Manly vanquished today, not beaten easily, but thrashed by 26 points to 9, and full marks to John Lohman. Well, history repeated itself, and just as the favoured Wests were beaten by Wynnum back in 1970, the Panthers did the same thing to the Seagulls today. Perhaps West should have sacked coach John Lohman in the first round. They might have won the premiership. Well, there's no doubt that Greg Oliphant was the man of the match today. The 31-year-old veteran was in everything, and all this despite painful cuts on his nose and eye. Ron Raper, the coach-elect for Wests next year, told me he's counting on Ollie being there again next year. In other games today, Norths beat Redcliffe 29-13, although the Dolphins rested some of their top players. Valleys beat Brothers 18-12 and Souths beat East 16-7. So the final points table reads Valleys 25, Souths 20, Wynnum 18 and Redcliffe 14, Norths 10, Brothers 9, Easts and Wests both 8. Next week we have the knockout semi-final, and how hard will that be to pick a winner? Redcliffe and Wynnum-Manly. Today's ABC Winfield Try Award winner is Greg Oliphant. He had a hand in just about all of West's 7 tries and thoroughly deserved to back up and score this one.
There's a new Pot Black series coming to ABC, and it starts this Wednesday when Doug Mountjoy plays Cliff Thorburn. Wednesday night at 9.
Be sure to wear the red and black and cheer them loudly. Come on and see, Wests Panthers mighty.